And you've been listening there to French President Emmanuel Macron addressing the European Parliament at Strasbourg for the very first time and hoping to inject a new energy into the European Union. Now, watching that speech closely is our international affairs commentator, Doug Herbert. Let me just quote back this line that he said at the beginning of his speech, which is, response to authoritarianism should not be authoritarian democracy, but the authority of democracy. It was a very passionate, but restrained, but still relatively passionate speech from the French leader.
This was signature Emmanuel Macron. You know, it's not obvious right now, Annette, if you look around the European landscape at the populists, at the resurgence of the breakthroughs of the far right in a lot of countries, at the Euroscepticism that's rampant across the political landscape, to make a speech like this. You know, it's interesting because it's much easier at this time to sort of retreat to the sidelines and, you know, and sort of give in to the zeitgeist, if you will. The zeitgeist being now is not the right time to make a strident defense of Europe of the kind that we heard today. But then Emmanuel Macron, especially when it comes to Europe, has never been one to shy from a challenge, and he campaigned on this issue. He has made at least 3, 4, 5 speeches about Europe since he was elected president, beating off a challenge from his far-right candidate, challenger, Marine Le Pen, last May. And basically, he had asked the question, and he was responding to his own question in a sense today. He said during the Sorbonne speech late last September, when he was addressing students on Europe, he said, you know, some will tell you it's not the right moment, you know, to be defending Europe, to be making a speech about Europe right now. And then he said, but it's never the right moment. And his case today was basically, look around. The rise, as you said, of the emergence of authoritarian powers. If Europe isn't going to step up to the plate with what he sees as its unique model of democracy, with diversity, with freedoms, with respective rule of law, who is going to step up to the plate? And now is the time when it's most necessary to defend Europe, when Europe is a little bit down.